is the Chelsea Rundown, episode 45 for the Dolphin women's first and men's round two, men's fourths, round two. The opener music, as always, supplied by Tony Herdman. Thank you very much, sir, for the fabulous I'm Gonna Run soundtrack, available on Spotify. Of course, I am joined each and every week by Ace. How you doing tonight, mate?
Oh, always very well. Thank you very much for having me.
Beautiful work. And a special cameo by the Queen of the Diamonds herself. Jess is here, filling in for Liesl. How are you, Jess?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me back. It's been a while.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. This is the Chelsea Rundown for Saturday the 12th, where Jess, your good self, played against Research. Take me through that lineup, please.
Oh, thank you. So we had 9 this week. We actually had 8 the first week, which was a bit unfortunate, but we managed to get a full list this week. So we pulled up a couple from the seconds, which is really handy. Kate Wines led us off at centre field. Abra played second base. Michelle was at shortstop. I caught the game. Liv was at first base. Bron was at third base. Sam, so she's come up from a second. She's a new player this season. She was at left field. Liesl was on the hill to start us off, and then Eliza over at right field. So Eliza's the other girl that came up from the second. She's also a new player this season. She's come from the Frankston Tomatoes. She played winter for the first time last season. So really exciting. Lots of faces back and a couple of new faces as well.
All right, thanks, Jess. Here we go. Look at the game's highlights. Please take us through those.
We hadn't played Research before. I actually didn't know very much about them. Bron gave me a little bit of a heads up that they were very capable, and we certainly saw that. They had a young girl pitching for them who was actually throwing some really nice hard flat stuff, which we hadn't really seen for a while. Last year, we saw a few more sort of lobbier and slower pitches coming in. It was really nice to face someone a little bit more like Liesl, really. It was kind of, really nice, strong pitching.
Maybe Research Plenty didn't do enough research on you guys, or you ladies, I should say, because they didn't realise that you girls are actually an awesome hitting team as well, compiling 16 hits on the day, 17 RBIs, you amassed the 5 walks, and obviously we're able to score a lot more runs than them. But it looks like you girls all had a great day out in the batter's box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multiple hitters for the day. So I think Research Plenty would have definitely taken a bit of research away from the game and realised the next time they play you, which is probably going to be in the finals, they'll be expecting
It was really interesting. So we've been a strong batting team all last season as well. The girls just hit and hit really well. The game was actually really tight up until that last inning. It was 10-12, I think. The way that these girls actually ended up winning this game is Research were hitting quite a lot and, making runs and moving around. But it didn't seem to affect us at all. Like, no one dropped their head. No one was like, oh my gosh, they've scored another run. We were just like, oh, they've scored another run. We'll score more runs later. So I think that mentality to the game actually really helped us get all the way through and make sure that once we were getting into that last inning where we scored all those runs, it was just really nice kind of collective unconscious about what we were doing. Yeah, very impressed, girls. So thank you so much for your effort and your attitude.
Okay, Jess, thanks for that. Now, what was the final score on the day?
So the final score was 19-10. It looks like we sealed the deal a lot easier than we did. It was actually really close right up to the end. So, good work, everybody. Well done, Research. But, lots of fun, lots of good things to take away and learn and move forward.
Speaking of good things from the game, it's time for the Golden Flipper. All right, Jess, please tell me whom was nominee 1 this week.
So nominee number 1 this week was actually Bron. She caught a beautiful line drive over at third base. This was ripped pretty quickly toward her, and she just sort of reached out and grabbed it and plucked it out of the air. So I was really impressed with her effort here, just on her toes and thinking quick. And her experience and her wisdom on the field is, second to none. So it was really exciting to see that play, and we all had a really good cheer and celebration after she got that one. It was really
so. I've dropped plenty of these catches and also sawed my slacks over many of these balls that have been hit at me. So I understand sort of what it feels like to be able to pluck one of them out of the air. So great job, Bronny Basher. Great to have you back out there.
Excellent work, Bron. Jess, nominee 2, please.
The second nomination was for Michelle. So Michelle had a stellar day in the field. She ball was hit out to centre field. She was the cutoff, and she launched it back into me, and I swiped the girl coming out home, which was really cool. But we've been doing cutoffs at training. We've been practicing our infield, outfield. So this was really beautiful to see it sort of play out on the day and everyone do the right thing, and it pay off in the end. So well done, Michelle. Thank you so much. I love getting those plays. taking those runs away from them. And it mattered, you know, like the game was really close at this point in the game. So it was really helpful to get that out at that time.
Excellent work, Michelle. Jess, nominee 3 this week, please.
So the third nomination was Sam. So she's the one that's come up from the second. She's an absolute stellar hitter. She hits with power and she hits often. So on her first day up in the first, she's got a 2 RBI double to left field, which was just a beautiful thing. She's just roped it down the third baseline and ran it out. So yeah, well done, Sam. And yeah, it was a huge contribution to our day. And it's, you know, such a good, strong hitting team, and she's slotted straight in. So amazing work. Thank you.
Congratulations, first game, first nom.
Yeah, she's amazing all-rounder.
Great work, Jess and Sam. Jess, whereabouts is it exactly that the women can be voting on the Golden Flipper this week, please?
I believe it will be a Facebook poll. Yeah, we'll chuck it up into the Messenger group and you'll be able to vote on the nominations there.
Fantastic work, Jess, and all the ladies. Over to you, Ace, now for our game on against Waverley, this past weekend, the 13th of October. Can you tell me, mate, how did the lineup look for us?
Yeah, so look, the fours seem to have sort of locked themselves into a position. We sort of know who we're going to be and who we're going to be for the rest of the season. But Shane Fisher, you love the wife queen of the Diamonds. Nico, the Greek freak, myself in that 4. Big Davey Fisher. We love Davey Fisher. Me and him, we've got a bit of camaraderie going, a couple of thumbs ups happening. I think we've actually gotten the same page when we're talking about thumbs up now. Teabagger, yourself, batting down there, playing very nicely. The Razzle Dazzle himself. Big Ugly, Lukey Martin, and not the Lukey Martin that everyone's thinking of. This is Plugger, the better one. Jason Humbles, again, had an absolute stellar game on the mound. And Lucas Carey.
Hey, Ace, if you've got the stats in front of you, can you just confirm for me, did Daz possibly just break his 6-game being hit pitch ball streak?
Yes, he did. Congratulations on not getting hit by a pitch. A little bit disappointed. Thought you might have maybe jumped in front of one, but good on you, mate. You know, everyone deserves not to be hit by a pitch, I would say.
Indeed, though it's not a highlight, I do have to ask you to talk us through the highlights from the game, mate.
Yeah, look, it was an interesting game in the fact that I thought it was 2 pretty evenly matched teams, and we sort of had to slog it out a little bit. Probably not something that we've been used to, especially after last season, and especially after our week 1 performance against Ormond. This is definitely a more capable team. They had a pitcher who was throwing a little bit more gas than I think any of us have been used to, and because of that, we struggled a little bit in the batter's box in the sense that we only sort of walked away with 7 hits, you know, and sort of when you got the likes of a few of the players that we have with the averages that they've had over the last couple of years, not sort of amassing a large amount of hits and scoring a lot of runs is something that we probably need to really assess and try to work on in training. Look, in the field, we were pretty bulletproof. I have to do a big shout out to Humbles. I did say the other day that he had shoulder surgery. He actually hasn't had shoulder surgery. He decided to try and drink his way through it. Anyway, it seems to be working for him because he's absolutely pitched a hell of a game. He ended up with about 7 strikeouts, I think it was, on 3 hits. So absolutely stellar effort by him. Plugger Martin came in after him. He pitched really well as well. And then the other important thing was that we were all sort of backing him up in the field. Big shout out to Davey Fisher. I think he had a big rebound off his belly. That's the sort of things that I like to see. That's putting your belly on the line, your body on the line. So great job by him. And, you know, great job by just everybody. But look, certainly now that we've seen that sort of pace, I think we'll be a little bit more prepared for it the next time that we play them. But I'm loving the camaraderie down there. It's something that we do at the Dolphins. We try and build that. We try and build it from the ground up. And, you know, obviously it leads to success. So hopefully it can lead us to the promised land and get us that ever-elusive flag.
Oh, yes, it would be nice to go hands-on with the flag. Ace, tell me the final score for the game, please.
Yeah, tight one on this one. Like I said, it was 3-8, and it was 3-5 going into the last dig, and I think we managed to put 4 runs over. A lot of real dinky, weird little hits out to right field. And like I said, I think that just comes down to people maybe being a little bit slower on the pitch, just not expecting it. Obviously, some of the stuff that we've been facing has sort of been a lot loopier, which we've had a lot more time to sort of settle into to crank it. But this definitely wasn't that. Sort of reminiscent of facing David Fisher in the grand final last year. Anyway, great to have you on our side now. Thanks, Dave. So I won't be getting struck out twice in the granny. But yeah, this is it was definitely interesting. And, you know, on my own behalf, I hope not to be so hungover next time I face him so that maybe I can see the ball.
Solid plan, mate. Tell me, who was Golden Flipper nom 1 for us this week, please?
Yeah, so look, in some cultures, they say 2 fish are better than 1. You know, show a man, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, and teach a man to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life. Anyway, Anyway, the one that goes to the first nomination one this week was Big Shane Fisher. Well, I can't call him big. Little Shane Fisher, fish behind the dish there, where it was a pitch by Plugger, and it just looked all so casual. Fish just like he had done to us all last year. If you're not onto your A game and you're not being 100% concentrating on exactly what's happening, he's going to make these sorts of plays. And he just made an effortless throw over the second. The guy at second didn't even know what was happening until the ball was in Dave Fisher's glove and the tag out was applied. So great job, Fish. Congratulations on your first
I
nom.
love how they work together. It's actually like really nice. You can see that they've done this a million times. Yeah, so no, they make it look effortless, and it's not. It's a really hard play.
It was an inspirational play. Was nominee 2 as inspirational?
Yeah, the Queen of the Diamond, she sort of got shuffled out to the outfield because Dave Fisher sort of came in and stole her spot, but we wrestled it out of Dave Fisher's hand when we slammed him on the mound, and yeah, he does an amazing job pitching. But I'll tell you who does a pretty amazing job in the field. It's your lovely wife, the Queen of the Diamond, and she just a very hard hit ball. She managed to collect this one. You know, I love hearing her in the infield, and she's always like, get low, get low, get low, and I don't really know what that means, and I've got a big gut, so I can't really get all that low. But obviously Jess can. So absolutely great job, Jess. Perfect play.
Thanks very much.
Fantastic work, Jess. Was that your first nom for the year? How does that feel?
I thought I got 2 this week.
Yeah, look, the other nomination, look, I didn't actually get eyes on this one, but by the reaction of some of the guys out in the field, probably was actually the nomination for the weekend. Your lovely wife, sometimes shoelaces get in the way, and they obviously got in the way of Jess in the outfield while she was just casually walking back in. And, you know, sometimes you trip over things and shoelaces are real, and you know, more people die from shoelaces than dolphin attacks. So that's a true fact. So don't Google that one. Anyway, well, just this, even though this wasn't an official nomination, we did put it on the poll, and it did manage to get 2 votes. So that will be going to the official countdown tally at the end of the year.
All right, Ace, excellent work there for Jess's nominations 2 and 3. Who was nominee 4 this week?
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't sort of a lot of magic happening in the batter's box this week, but sort of probably the prize hit for the day was our fearless leader, Razzle Dazzle, when he hit 2 RBI single in the last dig. Just the sort of thing that just puts the icing on the cake. I mean, at this time of the game, we sort of knew that we needed to bat, I think, for at least another 5 minutes. So when someone hits a 2 RBI single, puts 2 other runs on the board, even if they manage to get another out, it just stretches out that lead and makes them a little bit more accountable. But yeah, Razzle Dazzle, he just every week he goes out there and he does something spectacular, and that's why he gives us a little bit of razzle, he gives us a little bit of dazzle, and this is probably the dazzling hit of the day.
Indeed, our fearless leader leading by example as always. Now we go forth into the women's club results for this week. Jess, how did you guys go across the board?
Our game against Research Level Plenty was, the win there for 19-10. And then the seconds had, unfortunately, a defeat against Cheltenham, 7-13. But I heard it was an absolutely amazing game. The girls actually were working together better as a unit. They had lots of fun and they made lots of runs. You know, like 7 runs is not too shabby at all in a game. So, yeah, it's all starting to click. Like, they're making contact, they're getting aggressive. Yeah, so it's all starting to happen. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what they do next week.
Thank you very much, Jess. Ace, over to you for the men's club results for this past weekend, please.
Yeah, so look, it wasn't too bad sort of around the ground. Our first had a 9-6 win against the Moorabbin Panthers. Unfortunately, our seconds went down to 5 to the Moorabbin Panthers. The thirds, 19-5 win. They're sort of definitely having a stellar season, and with the batting lineup that they have, I expect them to be scoring a lot of runs, and they are. And if they don't, they'll be here and back. Obviously, ourselves with the 8-3 win, and our fifths had a 10-7 win, which is really great for their first win of the season. Obviously, against Blackburn, we had a few games against them last year. I think we won our first and lost our second. So we know Blackburn, they know how to play.
Indeed we do. That's it for last weekend. Let's look forward now to next weekend for the women's fixtures. Jess, how are we looking?
This weekend, the firsts are going all the way to Footscray to play over there at 1:30. And the seconds are at Waverley in the afternoon as well.
And how about the men's, Ace? Where are we this weekend?
Yeah, so our firsts are up against Melbourne. Our seconds are up against Melbourne, and I believe that's in Melbourne, so that pretty well covers the entire district of Victoria. Our thirds and fourths and our fifths are all making our way up to Pakenham, with our fourths playing at 1:30, our thirds and our fifths all playing at 4 p.m. Hopefully that gives us a crack at that also beautiful main diamond there, but chances are I'll probably put us out in the back paddock. Oh, well.
Thank you, everybody, for watching another week of the Chelsea Rundown. Jess, shout out to you. Thank you very much for stepping up to the plate and hosting for the first time this season.
Thank you so much for having me back. And thank you all to all the volunteers that helped us out this weekend as well. We had Travi come down and umpire and Cassie Ellingson come and do the canteen for us. So I'm very grateful. So thanks very much.
Excellent work all round. Ace, thank you very much for co-hosting. Stellar job as always, my friend.
Yeah, just remember the pod always swims strongest together. But again, big shout out to Kate and Kai, who Kai came down and umpired for us, and Kate came down and ran the canteen. And just another fine example of the pod swimming all together in the right direction.
Thanks, everybody. Links to the full games in the description of this show. And again, a shout out to Tony Herdman for I'm Gonna Run. Over to you, Tony.